All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that could completely change how we think about machine intelligence. We're not just talking about an AI that can follow instructions. We're talking about an AI that can learn how to learn. So just think about this for a second. What if an AI could get smarter every single time it did something? I mean, constantly tweaking its own strategies, getting better and better, all by itself, with no human holding its hand. That's the huge promise we're looking at today. Okay, so to really get why this new idea is such a big deal, we got to start with what we have right now, right? And that's the tech everyone's talking about, large language models, or LLMs. Now, don't get me wrong, they're amazing, but they've got this one big, brittle weakness. Just picture this contrast, okay? You have a human expert. You give them feedback, they learn from their slip-ups, they change how they do things. Now think about an LLM. It's like a genius with amnesia. It can give you this brilliant answer, but the moment you start a new chat, poof, it's all gone. It starts completely fresh. Its basic programming is totally untouched by what just happened. And right there, that's the heart of the problem. You see, since today's LLMs are totally dependent on these static prompts we feed them, they have no way to change their own game plan based on what they've learned. It's that stiffness, that rigidity that's really stopping them from getting better and better on their own. So the big question is, how do you get an AI to break free from that loop? Well, the researchers on this project looked to the best inspiration there is, our own brains. The key seems to be this idea from neuroscience called active inference, and it's a wild one. It basically says that all intelligent beings, and yeah, that includes you and me, have one core drive: to make the world less surprising. Think about it. We're always creating this mental model of how things work, and then we act in ways that confirm that model to make our world feel more predictable, more knowable. Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine you walk into a pitch black room you've never been in before. You don't just freeze, right? No way. You start acting. You put your hands out, you feel for a wall, you take these little careful steps. Every single move you make is all about gathering info and cutting down that I don't know what's going on feeling. Until, bam, you find the light switch. You're actively fighting against surprise. And this is precisely what these researchers set out to do. I love how they put it. They said they built an agent that acts as a brain to guide the LLM. Now, this is the crucial part. This brain isn't rewriting the LLM's code, not at all. It's more like a clever manager sitting on top, figuring out in real time which prompts to send, which strategies to use to get the best results. Okay, so how does this AI brain actually do its thing? Let's get into the nuts and bolts of how it learns and makes choices. So this brain basically juggles three big things to make sense of its world. First, what prompts should it use? Second, what are the best ways to search for new info? And third, what does it already know? Its own understanding of a topic. It's by weighing all three of these that it figures out its next move. But how does it know if it made a good choice? Well, it gets feedback, a kind of report card. After every single move, it looks at the results through a bunch of different lenses. We're talking more than just, was it right? It's also asking, was it relevant? Was it deep enough? Was the information actually useful? Did it come from a good source? All this rich feedback is what it uses to learn. And that feedback kicks off this awesome, non-stop learning loop. So step one, it looks at the results. Then it uses that info to try and predict what would happen if it tried other things. That helps it choose what it thinks is the absolute best next step. Then, after it acts, it updates its own brain with the new lesson. And then, it does it all over again. And again. Getting a little smarter each and every time. All right, so what does all this theory actually look like when the rubber meets the road? This is where the magic happens. Because seeing this thing learn in real time, it's just incredible. At the very beginning, the agent is, well, it's a total blank slate, completely clueless. As far as it's concerned, any prompt, any search strategy, they all seem like they have an equal shot at working. It has zero preferences, zero experience, nothing to go on. But then, after it goes through those learning loops over and over, something amazing happens. You can see it right here. It starts to build a real, accurate map of its world. It figures out what works and what's a waste of time. It starts to have clear, structured ideas based on actual experience. It literally goes from just guessing to actually knowing. And this newfound knowledge completely changes its whole strategy. It matures. At first, it's all about casting a wide net, right? Exploring everything it can just to learn the lay of the land. But once it's got that map, it changes tactics. It switches to using what it knows, making these really targeted, efficient moves.
It learns that classic, crucial trade-off between exploring and exploiting.
Okay, so what's the big picture here? What does this all mean for where AI is heading? Because this research really does open up some wild new doors. So what are the big takeaways? What's the so what of all this? Well, for one, it gives us a whole new way to think about self-improving AI. It builds this incredible bridge between computer science and what we know about the brain. And it shows us that the future of AI might not just be about making these models bigger and bigger, but about making them smarter, giving them the ability to learn and adapt all by themselves. And that leaves us with one heck of a question to chew on. We've just seen how we can start to give AI something like a brain so it can learn and adapt. So if we keep going down this road, what on earth is an AI with a mind of its own gonna think of next?